Hello, hello, hello. How you going? Can you hear me? It's been a while since I've set this up, so please let me know if you can hear me. It's all saying that it all looks okay, but yeah, I just want to make sure. Oh, excuse me. Hello, Marcella. How are you, mate? Good stuff. We're going to do a bit of a painting this evening, obviously. Um, and I think it should be pretty cool. But I'm looking forward. I've been away for a while. Been away for a few weeks doing workshops, and I had some great students, and everything is looking really good. So I thank you guys for hanging in there and hanging out with me tonight. This is the scene we're going to do today, but I'll show you that in a sec. All right. If you're there, say hello. I'm just going to share this for a second while we get everything organised. To share the link. If you guys are there and you want to share the link as well, now is the time. Thank you so much. So tell me what's been going on. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Okay. I've literally just finished dinner about 3 or 4 minutes ago, so I do apologise for the potential for burps and whatnot. But I'll try to be nice about it, but I can't promise 100%. Watercolor. Here we go, let's go in there. Friday night frivolity. Let's do that. Let's just have a bit of fun, eh? And lastly, share it to the Facebook group. Why not? No. There we go. There we go. Everything has been shared. All right, here we go. So who have we got? We got Marcelo and Sharon is there. G'day, how you going? All is well. We're in self-isolation for a couple of weeks. We're in the middle of day 3 right now, so all is good. We're still here. The children are still alive, but no, it's easier for us than it is for them. That's for sure. But no, all is good. I had a great time away. Had a great couple of workshops at least, and a good catching up with family and friends. Had some rather funny living arrangements, which I won't get into here. But yeah, let's just say nothing is ever free. Uh, I really appreciate everybody's support, and I hope you guys are all well as well. I'll just give it a few more minutes before I start, but I just want to say the podcast is going to be back on track this week coming up. Obviously, we've had a couple of weeks off due to me having a couple of weeks away from everything and yeah, need to organise interview times, etc. Things just got away from me a bit. I was hoping to have it be seamless and have one released every week, but didn't quite work out. But that's all right. That's life, unfortunately. You get that. Um, have you been enjoying them, Sharon? The ones you've listened to? I mean, you know, interviews and little tidbits. I hope so. But no, we'll get back onto that this week. I'm also getting back into uh, recording demos, and I'm going to actually have them on my website for sale via Vimeo. I think that's what I'll end up doing. So I'll do these free ones on YouTube. This is always good. I like it. And look, you can always donate and all that kind of stuff if you wish. That is all appreciated very much. Brand of tissues. Ah, it's so funny. People get caught up in funny stuff, I tell you. That's good. That's funny. But no, yeah, I hope you're enjoying them, and I definitely going to be into getting some more out. So that's good. Now, as you probably just saw when I scratched my face, my daughter bought me a bangle, so I'm like a full-on proper artist now. I've got jewelry, man jewelry. Oh my god, it's crazy. I'm like a real artist. I'll wear a beret soon and wear a smock, and I'll be sweet. Um, cool. Yeah, Alvaro's a good one, and I think they've all been pretty cool. We'll get different things out of all of them, I think, but that's cool. Here we go. I'm going to show you today's reference. Now, this picture was chosen because I have done it a couple of times recently in my 2 workshops, but it was a very successful piece to teach with. So I'm just going to show you guys how this one's done and my thinking around it. And I don't know what color to choose. I'll choose an overarching color of some sort when I get to my palette and have a look. But no, it's a good. I'll show you a good way of simplifying and stripping this kind of thing down to its its bare essentials. To quote Naked Chef, good old Jamie Oliver. Here we go. So this is the scene we're going to be painting. I'm going to do it really quickly. It's not going to be a long demo. This one. It's not going to be long and drawn out and long-winded. There'll be a fair bit of hairdryer action, and that's cool. So my initial thing that I want to say here is that it looks complex. It looks like there's so much stuff there, and truth be known, it is. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there, but you don't have to worry. You're not here to duplicate or replicate that painting. You're here to use that scene as inspiration. You don't need to copy it. We're not copying, and it's just inspiration for some nice bright reflections and bright water, some simple buildings, and a hell of a lot of impressionism. It's the way to go for me. I mean, as I say, I can only teach you my approach, but I'm happy to share anything I can with my thought processes relating to painting, of course. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in it. We've got to get that nice smooth wash. I like that smooth foggy wash. We want to make it look like a smoggy, foggy city. Now I think it's Singapore, but someone on another page mentioned it looked like Thailand. I don't know. I've been to Singapore airport. That's about it. And I've never been to Thailand, so I couldn't tell you. But I can't remember. It's one of those. But I do have permission to use it off the photographer. I just can't remember who that is. But no, it's a cool little thing to reference, and we're just going to use it as inspiration for our painting, and that's it. You know, nothing more, nothing less. So let's make this a little bit smaller, and let's get rid of my head. There we go. That's a bit better. And let's put it there. I've already drawn it up, as you can see. I'll try and straighten the camera up too when I get up there. I've drawn it up, as you can see. Now, the most important part of this drawing is just getting that S, the river shape, right. Because if you don't get that, and I mean, I'll make it even smaller, sort of going backwards there. But if you don't get that right, perspective-wise, it all sort of falls down. And that's kind of it. It's a simple drawing. There's nothing else there. So, excuse me. Without further ado, I will head up to the painting side of things and get stuck in. And as usual, if you've got any questions or comments or anything like that, please leave them there. I'll look at this as I go, and I'll do my best to answer any of your queries. Okay. Does that help? Yeah, that helps a bit. Yeah, it's a bit straighter. That'll do. Open up the good old palette. All right, cool. Excuse me. Now, what I'm kind of doing here is I'm sort of looking for like an overarching color to go with, and I'm thinking I might like it to be basically cool or warm. I'm just trying to think. Might go cool. The last couple I've done were pretty warm, so I'm going to go nice and cool and see how we end up. But that's cool. Cool. See. All right. I want this wash to be nice and smooth, so I'm wetting down the top area quite a lot, just so I can make a nice gentle impression with the wash, so I doesn't have to go completely nuts straight away, and I'm not going to end up with any stupid little hard lines or anything. But I want it to be nice and smooth, but I want it to be dirty as well, so I'm just going to put a little bit of dirt in there. And I'm just going down there with dirty water now. As we come down, there's one big wash here. As we get closer to the river, which is about there, just going to be very careful. Try to leave a couple of little bits. Yeah, that way there's a whole bunch of buildings there that I haven't even painted. And but I do want to leave. My priority here is to leave this river, this S. Let's not even, just don't even call it a river. Call it just a shape, an S shape. Let's leave it white. That's nice. Leave that real fine at the top there. So yeah, this was a pretty successful scene that we did with my students in the workshops while I was away. Which is why I just wanted to show it to you guys, because I had lots of feedback on it when I shared it with my Facebook page. Something like that. I'm not worried about leaving too much white or anything like that here. We'll do some of that when we come to the next wash, but in this moment I'm not too worried. If I lose the white, I lose the white. That's fine. Nice and strong as we get down closer to us. And squint your eyes just to make sure it's all making sense. And like I said, if you guys have got questions, ask them in the comments and I'll have a look when I finish the wash, and in between little bits, I'll be able to check them all out. There we go. I'll just mop that up before it gives me some grief. That's kind of all this step is, really. We're just doing this little section, which is good. Hello, Kerry. How you going? Good to see you there. Yeah, just taking this in a bit of a cool direction tonight. I'm just waiting for it to dry off a tiny bit, because we're all just building. It's all just building about up. It's all just about building up texture here at the moment and different things. So I'm just waiting it to dry off a little. Most of this will probably get lost, but it doesn't matter. You can give it a crack, and if there's something great that happens, well, good. If not, doesn't matter. You're no worse off. I want to keep the little splatters out of the sky, though. I want that to be nice and smooth. One thing I will do, just while it's still wet, is just going in slightly darker, and I'm just getting those sort of riverbanks established a little bit. You know, we might end up going over them and things, but why not? Yeah, nothing major, and it just gives us a bit of volume there to work with as well. Nothing neat and tidy. Let's just do that a bit more there. That's Cheryl, hello. It's very nice to be home, and it's good to be back with you guys. I did have a great time teaching students in the flesh again, which is cool. And I met a few of you guys in person that have been a supporter of me on here, which was cool. It's a very nice thing. But no, it's good to just be home and, you know, feel like Tassie's home now, which is great. We were a bit worried about heading up to our old stomping ground and, you know, worried that we were going to feel emotional about it and stuff, but we just weren't. If anything, we were like, God, I miss Tassie. So that's a good thing. Adele made an appearance at the workshops, of course, as you can imagine. Whoa, shit, I just dropped her. So hopefully I'll pick her up and she'll make another appearance now. I think she wanted to sign autographs. She was a bit famous. But I have a feeling that Adele's not going to be with us for much longer because she's starting to freak out. Anyway, we'll see what you reckon. Here's Adele. She just doesn't have that strength anymore. Either that or I'm deaf. Just want to get this perfectly dry for the next step. So what have you guys been up to while I've been away? I can see some great paintings still coming through. That's a good thing. Very good thing. And as I said before, this demonstration, YouTube stuff is all free. You can still, however, leave a donation if you like. No pressure, no dramas, but the information's in the notes for this clip, this video on YouTube. But yeah, no dramas. And there's also the information on my website. No, thank you. Right, what else we got? Good stuff. There we go. Awesome. Yeah, for sure. I was supposed to be in Brisbane this weekend, but obviously that ain't happening. And yeah, cancellations and postponements and reschedulings and all that stuff all over the place. So yeah, great fun. But you know, could be worse. We could be dying of coronavirus. So it's got to count your blessings, I suppose. It's very philosophical of me. Jesus. Right, so at this step, I want to make sure it's dry, but we want that gradual down. We don't want it to be a big, you know, we don't want it to be a definite. We want it to be gradual. So you do that by spraying a bit of water. I've just covered a little bit, and that's just to soften any edges up there. That's all. And we just start going in with some quick brush strokes, and that they're washy brush strokes so that they're going to be nice and gradual. Get some water, let water help you. As a watercolorist, you must do that as often as you can. You know, take it up. And you bring that down a bit further. And then you just start to get same kind of impressionistic brush strokes, but you just get a little bit stronger as you come down. And you gradually bring it down. So you know, you bring some of that darker stuff up. See that? Brush stroke. I do have my Zoom course in my comprehensive intermediate level Zoom course that's starting next month. We've got, so it's sort of beyond the basics. You know, we're getting into that intermediate stuff where we start thinking about paintings a bit more, and it's not just about creating pictures. We delve into textures and paint consistencies and all this sort of stuff that will be like light bulbs going off. You know, you'll have all this stuff become second nature at some point. So my goal here right now is to be impressionistic and create a whole bunch of stuff without painting anything. That's what I'm after. And it's getting there. Need a bit more paint, a little bit more. You know, those quick strokes with a rough paper. Oh, it's beautiful. Love it. And we're expressing ourselves. Yeah, ultimately, that's what we're doing. If you don't want to express yourself, go and, I don't know, be an accountant or something. No offense, Shane, if you're watching. But you know, but no, it's a good thing. This is what we're after. We're trying to get beyond painting pretty pictures. You know, we just get into some mood and some atmosphere. A little bit of, oh shit, that's a bit strong. That's a little bit strong, that. Yeah, see, a bit strong. That's okay. We'll bring it down. It's all wet there. That's good. But there's no point in painting weak little insipid paintings, you know. Like, let's get cracking. Express. Bang. There you go. You know what? That's all I'll probably do on that wash. It's cool. A bit too high, so I'm just getting a bit of water. We'll soften that. It's okay. Just a bit of neutral tint. Just to dull it off a little. I don't want it to be too bright. But I'll let that sort of dry and settle down for a second. The beginner classes, I don't really do beginner classes via Zoom at all at the moment. But the best thing to do for beginner stuff is check out my website. There's a link through to Teachable, my fundamentals course, and it's a course that's got, I think, a couple of demonstrations and a whole bunch of information about the fundamentals, which has been really helpful for a lot of people. So check that out for sure. TonyWhiteWatercolor.com is my website. But yeah, the Zoom stuff I'm doing is sort of more of that intermediate. But I would, I'd also, Marcelo, be checking out the older demonstrations on this YouTube channel. There's a whole bunch there. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and have a watch of all of that. That'll be cool. But no, thank you, mate. Same as I did before. I'm just waiting for it to dry off a little bit, and I'm going to do a little bit of splatter just to see what happens. Bit of texture, that's all. You know, that's all. No big deal. Leave that, it's cool. Okay. Good old Adele rides again. So it's a painting of a few layers, this one. So we will have one more layer of the same kind of painting we just did, but we'll make it, I'll make the colouring and the tone just a little bit warmer and a little bit darker, with a couple more definite sort of marks. Then we finish it up with our buildings, our skyscrapers and all that, and reflections and stuff. So it's a pretty cool way to do it. But I don't want the whole painting to be cool. I've got to introduce a bit of warmth to it, which I'll do in this next section. But I like how that distance is looking. I'm happy with that. When I introduce the next layer, I might start just above the river to bring it down, so it's not so, so it gives you some extra bit of depth again. But yeah, I'm liking it. Yeah, Kerry, I've got a whole different plan. The good thing about having these few weeks off is that I've had a really good think about how to approach things. Because as you know, it's been a bit of a struggle, sort of, getting things done properly. Um, and I've got an idea, and I'm gonna get it sorted and share it with you guys ASAP. But yeah, there'll be some good stuff going. So don't stress. We'll get you cranking, and yeah, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Like, I won't be long. But basically what I plan to do is put a whole bunch of tutorials, just single demonstrations and tutorials on Vimeo, and you can that are paid, and you can pay for them, and they'll probably go for an hour, hour and a half each, and you can pay for them as you like, and you can access them any time you want, and they'll all be available via my website. So that's the general plan, but we'll see how it works out. But I'm just going through here, just with a bit of thicker paint. Now it's a bit green looking. This blue that I use, the Paris blue, and turns a very strange green colour, but that's okay. It's a bit strong. Subdue that a bit. I don't mind that bit of warmth in there, the orange and whatnot. That's good. Okay. All right. So, and I just need to get some water and soften that down. It was just a bit too harsh there, I think. But we're still just getting that impression that there's stuff in the background. It doesn't have to look exactly like buildings or anything as yet, but we're going to bring that forward a bit now. Yeah. Same kind of approach here. Verticals and horizontals, It was funny today. We got our first visit from the compliance people, checking to make sure we're all home in quarantine, and obviously we were and are. So we're not going to break that stuff. That's stupid. But yeah, online shopping. Thank God for it, eh? Imagine that. Imagine without it right now. It would be very difficult. See how I'm using, just for what it's worth, I'm using dry brush to my advantage. Like it's not like a creamy consistency paint by any stretch, but I'm just using those fast brush strokes to create some of these broken edges that we really want in watercolor. Yeah, I'm just going to go back in to a bit of orange just to keep it a bit all harmonious, because you don't want to create like a weird color section up here and then have nothing to balance it out anywhere else. So a bit of warmth here and there is good, and it's a good foil for that really cool blue. And unfortunately, we've just sort of got to paint our way down and see what happens. Keep that river nice and clean at the moment, at least. Don't use, like keep some little bits and stuff. bits of the lighter value, keep it. So this brush, great pointy brush, but they don't hold a shitload of liquid, so you can actually go through and do some nice quick brush marks with it, but they hold enough so that you don't have to go back into your palette every 5 seconds, even though I kind of am, but you know, they hold enough. And I'm just going to go down here with some neutral tint just to get some nice cooler, darker, stuff starting down as we get closer to us, closer to the foreground. I want it to be quite strong. And obviously, as you can see, I'll put some of that orange back in there again. And what I'll do, just going back into, yeah, that's all right. That'll be fine. Similar kind of story again, just letting it melt down. Just going to spray a little bit up here. Just want it to gently come down. Excuse me. Right. Oh, who else is there? Say hello if you haven't already. Say hello to my little friend. What I think I'm feeling a little bit is a couple of bits of softness here and there. Not everywhere, but just little bits, why not? And alas, we get out, actually, while that's still wet up here, I'm just going to go back in. It's changing too rapidly, that the distance. So a little bit in there, and I'll get some water. Yeah. Bring it down with just water. Hopefully that'll kind of blend in a little bit and gradually come down. Cool. That's better. All right. Adele rides again. There. Okay. We're getting there. Hey Trish, how you going? All right. So it's sort of drying off. It's not 100% dry, but it's good enough. I'm going to go into some dark stuff now, sort of darkish. But before I do that, let me just do this. What I want to do. Just get. I'm not looking at the reference anymore either, by the way. It's just, it's there in case I want to check it out. But realistically, I'm just going, obviously I've done this piece before, but I'm just after that vibe. So some buildings in the distance. Believe it or not, yes, they're buildings. And thicker, darker paint. We're almost, you know, almost sort of black, really. Quite a dark grey. And got a square brush here, which I like to use sometimes. They're quite fun. See, I'm not actually painting any buildings as such. It's just a bit of a shape that I've got going on. Yeah, that's all it is. It's an illusion. Leave them roughly there. Go into the real dark stuff. You know, get it nice and big right in there. Nice and bold. Bring that right up. Let's make that really big. And this is when your painting will start to get some nice depth and movement and all sorts of stuff to it. And it's pretty fun, so but you don't get carried away, don't cover everything. Leave some imagination going. And what we'll do, just for a second, just gonna get some nice dark colours here and there. Get some reflections going. Why not? right. Get some of the dry brush marks going as well. Nice sparkle. We want a nice sparkle on the water. A couple of little horizontal marks as well. And that'll all start looking tip top pretty soon. Get a couple of little warm patches in there, why not? That's all good. Now what I want to do is, just while there's a few bits of wet stuff there, I'm going to go and darken a few of these banks again, just so they start sticking out a bit more. Pretty thick paint for this, so it runs a little bit, but not heaps. Really important to leave a whole bunch of white paper on the bloody, what do you call it, river. Because if you don't, you'll lose a heap of stuff, you know. You'll lose a lot of your light. A lot of your light's coming from that river. Oh, cool, happy with that. Ah, good stuff. So get the old hairdryer out, won't be long. Oh, my baby. So look at something here. A few little bits of palette knife work can go nicely here as well, providing you haven't dried it too far already like I have. That's okay, just wanted to check it out. Alright, so first thing we'll do, look, there is a bridge there, which I'll put in. That's the shadow for the bridge. There's the bridge itself. That's all we need. That's the shadow / reflection. And I do want to take away the transparency. I don't want you to be able to see through the building. This. But I don't want any big brush strokes or anything like that. We're just adding to what's there. We're not really redoing anything. We're just enhancing it a bit, hopefully. No, that's all right. That's good. Okay. I do need to do this building. Okay. Not too much else. Sort of it. Bit of blue. And a bit of dry brush gives us a lot of information without actually having to provide any of it. It's good. I like it. Impressionism, huh? Das ist gut. Das ist gut. Alright, so happy with that. And we're almost finished. Like, we don't even really have to dry anything off. We just get cracking with a couple of bits of colour, a couple of highlights. Away we go. Of course, we'll have a bit of red somewhere. Straight out of the tube, just about. No diluting anything here. We can also do with a bit of red. You could, let's go here and then go straight down. Bit of red reflection, that is good. Bit of lavender. Then we can start. A few little bits. We don't want much. Too much of this sort of stuff detracts from it. It makes, yeah, you lose the freshness. A little bit more, not much. There you go. Get your artistic flair going, you know. Okay, good. Yep, cool. Happy as Larry with that. I think it's almost better than the ones I did at the workshops. A bit more free, a bit quicker. It's good. Hey, I like it. Do you like this kind of thing where it's real impressionistic, and that's my kind of thing, definitely. Oh, stupid dirty fingers. I'll see if I can get that off when it's dry. Yeah, pretty happy with that. What do you reckon? Do you like that? I think it's kind of cool. Bit of fun. Yeah, happy with that. I'll put a the finished version or the dried version up on the page tomorrow for sure. But in the meantime, yeah, just stay tuned with information on demos and little mini workshops and things going forward. It's definitely happening. It's just a matter of sorting out logistics. So I'll keep you posted for sure. But in the meantime, you can leave donations if you like, and you can go and check out all the older stuff as well. And yeah, I'll do this at least once a week, one of these freebies at the moment, because I like it and it adds to the channel. And if you guys could share as much as you can, that would be great. I'd appreciate it so much. But no, thank you very much, everybody, for hanging about, and hope you enjoyed the painting. I'm looking forward to show if you're painting along or you're going to paint this scene later. I'm looking forward to seeing them. Make sure you put them on the Facebook page and share it with your mates, and share this with everybody. Go on, take out a billboard. I don't care. It's all happening. And thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys soon. Cheers. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.